everybody. Is it really me? Yes. Did I get my surgery? Is this really Steve Henry? Welcome in, everybody, to the new Steve Henry Show. I'm not going to divulge that yet. This could be an imposter because I'm giving this video out to you because in case I don't make it, shall we say, is it really him? Is this really what you see? And that's going to be the premise of this video. In the food, it is a food show. That's right. It's a food show. So the premise of this whole thing, or the title, is it really him or is it really it? For example, today we are going to be cooking scallops. Is that scallop potato or is that scallop? Because you see here in this dish that we've already sauteed and pan-seared, are those really scallops or are those really potatoes? Or which ones are potatoes and which ones are scallops? Do you know? Do you know? Also, how about a ashtray full of cigarette butts? Don't you hate it? I used to be a busboy, and when I was a busboy in a restaurant, and back in the day when you could smoke in a restaurant, these people would smoke and they'd put their cigarettes out, literally, in a compartment, whatever was on the plate. But you know, I've been eating these cigarette butts from my mom. You know, I used to steal these things from my mom and eat them when I was 7 years old. They're tasty. They actually are, no, okay, it's really edible. That's what we do here. We are an edible show, actually a gummy bear with some marshmallow on it, and the ash is nothing more than cocoa flakes. Isn't that cool? That is literally a ashtray that you would find. We're going to put this together in our presentation today. I really haven't eaten the cigarette butts since 7 years old. I'm just kidding. All right, so you get the idea. Now you see it, now you don't. Is it real or is it fake? Am I really Steve Henry or am I not? Did I get shoulder surgery or did I not? I still can't move my shoulders, so that means one thing. I have been bumped. No, I haven't been bumped either. I'm doing this video all in all for you because if I can't make it, I wanted to present something, okay? So there you have it. This is the real Steve Henry free surgery. We are shooting this on a Wednesday. That is one of the best cigarette butts I've ever had. Really it is. I just can't chew very good and talk at the same time. But anyways, you get the idea. Those are, I believe they were Cools that my mom used to smoke, and then she went to Merritt back in the day before she actually quit. But we're going to show you how a plate would look if it was a fake plate or is it a real plate. I already told you that. So here, without further ado, again, I'm just going to show you. These are scallops. Now, the question is, which one's a scallop and which one is a potato? We're going to be doing scallop potatoes, you get it, and scallops side by side on a plate, and you'll have to decide which one is real and which one isn't. As again, I am the real Steve Henry, so without further ado, I'm going to show you how we are going to make the scallop potato and the scallops. There is a secret to cooking scallops. Most people, God rest my mother, she would cook a scallop until there was no more liquid in it. Basically, that's what happens when they become rubbery and chewy. You could literally make a tennis ball, or I believe a golf ball, out of a scallop that's been overcooked. If you overcook a scallop, you will find out that all of the liquid is gone, and you're left with nothing but rubber. Seriously. So we want to show you exactly how to cook a scallop. What is a scallop? Well, a scallop, basically, these are sea scallops. There are two types of scallops. There are sea scallops and there are bay scallops. The bay scallops are those little ones that you find probably in most meat markets throughout the country. A sea scallop is something that's going to be a little bigger, okay? It's going to be, basically, it could be as big as a shell because that's where it houses its body. The sea scallops is a larger, more tender, larger, flavorful piece of meat than the actual bay scallop. And so we're going to show you today how to prepare one, how to cook one, and compare that with a scallop potato, and then you decide which one's real. Does that make sense? Does any of this make sense? Probably not, because it doesn't make sense. I'm not really here. Just kidding. All right, so for today, we are going to go ahead and put our burner up here, and we are going to show you how we would prepare what we're going to prepare. What are we preparing? Well, under here, let's unveil the water bottle. That's in the way. I'm not sure whose that is, but we will get the unveiling of the, what is that? Now, is that a scallop or is that a potato? You tell me. Now it's becoming a little bit more clear which one is which. We have a scallop and we have a potato, but when I get through with them searing, I will literally be able to demonstrate to you, you will not be able to tell which one is which when we put it on the plate. We're going to call this, is it real or is it not? Is it a scallop or is it a potato? And that is the entree that we're going to prepare today. If you've never had a scallop before, what do they taste like? Well, they say everything tastes like chicken. Maybe a chicken, sea chicken. How about a sea chicken? Because that's kind of what it tastes like, is something that's come out of the sea. You start with a skillet. We're going to fire up the skillet. This is a cooking show. We're also going to spin today. You're wondering, how can we possibly spin, Steve, if that's not really you? Is that really our spinner? Is this really our spinner? It's really our spinner. All right, which means somebody's going to win. We have taken the liberty of taking the last 6 videos, who has commented from those videos, and the live shows, who has shown up and actually participated in the live show, and put them into the spinner. So we're still going to give away money, and the spin is still alive today. So it's going to be kind of fun. An unusual show, a different show, a goofy show, a show that, is this really real? Well, it's 4 o'clock Saturday somewhere. Here we go. All right, so we're going to start with the avocado oil. We're going to place that down, and that's going to get nice and hot, and we're going to pan sear our make-believe scallops into our potatoes, if that makes any sense at all. You would take literally your scallop. Now I'm going to show you how to do a scallop. A scallop should only be cooked very lightly on both sides. Heavy, perhaps a little heavier on one side to get that brownness, and then flipped over and then basically shut off the burner, because that retains the moisture in the scallop, and you will see. What I'm going to do first, what would you like me to do first, the scallops or the potatoes? I'm going to trick you. So this is not a card game. I don't have my cards here, but I'm going to show you. All right, you said scallop? Okay, we'll do the scallop first. And the scallop basically has been dusted in a little bit of potato starch. Why potato starch? Well, it will help in the browning process of the concoction here. And I'm not going to do all of them, but I'm going to do enough to where I can fool you with which one is which. Which one is which? What a good title for a video, too. A little bit more avocado oil. And again, what we're going to do here, just merely brown these. All right, so at this juncture on high heat, you've got a nice little coating of brown, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to just flip these over like so. And as you can see, the color formation is perfect. These are what you would call the perfectly brown or pan-seared scallops at this juncture. Now, the heat is rather hot, and we're going to just keep this. Where are we going to put this? Wait till you see this ending. The ending of this movie is going to be very, very good, as is the spinner. We have a glass of wine here. We're going to make a little meuniere. We're going to make a little scallop potato. Oh, those are just absolutely gorgeous. Now, again, you might say, wow, Steve, that's not cooked very much. Trust me when I tell you, they will be tender, juicy inside, not overcooked whatsoever. Again, my poor mother used to cook our scallops, and boy, she would cook and cook and cook until those things were about the size, about 1/3 these size here, which means all the moisture went out, and they became extremely chewy and soft and rubbery, okay? So we're getting a nice pan sear on this side as well, and let's go ahead and we will remove these right here. Where do these go? Well, they're going to go in none less than a scallop shell. That's where they belong, and we will place those right here, and then we will show you how next to the scallop potato they look identical. And when I say identical, I mean identical. We're going to brown this one. Beautiful. Gorgeous. And then this one here as well. All right, so there you have your brown potato, or brown scallop. Or is it a potato? I told you, we're going to trick you. Now, next up goes into the skillet is our potatoes. Our potatoes are nothing more than a russet potato that has been peeled. And as you can see, they do resemble the size of the scallop. Okay, that's all, just the size of the scallop. What we're going to do here, we're going to brown these just to the same size. Perfect contrast. Get ready for a spin, because we're going to do a spin here in just a minute. Yes, right. Moses and JB are not with us today. Again, we are filming on a Wednesday. By the way, this is one day prior to the actual surgery. My surgery date is tomorrow. I will go in and have a new left shoulder installed. Isn't that crazy how they could do that now? Literally going to cut. And that's how I've got to cut both sides of the bone, pull out the shoulder, I guess it's what's called the rotary cup, or rotisserie cup. That's a cooking terminology. And just replace it. I'm trying to be funny here. I'm trying to be funny here because it is a serious moment. All right, these scallop potatoes, and I do mean scallop potatoes, are getting nice and brown. Now, these are actually pan-seared and parched a little bit, so they're actually going to be tender inside. They will be cooked, just as though the scallops will be. And I will show you the sauces of which these will both take toll of. We're going to go ahead and flip that. See that? Now, am I here to fool you or what? Look at the size of these scallops, and look at the brownness that they present themselves here. This is amazing. This is going to show you literally what we're talking about. Slippery little buggers. Oh, we lost one here. Slippery little buggers. And as they get flipped over, you will see the color contrast in which they take on, and you will be fooled. Is this going to be the potato or is this a scallop? Yes. All right, we're going to let that cook, and we will literally turn that off right now, let that brown. It is time to spin to win. If you have participated in a spin of any kind, you know what this is about. You need to go to the newstevehenryshow.com. That is where we have to have your name. We need to know where to send the products. These potatoes are now perfectly going to be matched and lined up with our scallops. And as you can see, it's going to be very difficult to tell which one is which. You know because you've watched the presentation. But when you go to present this to your guests, and that's what we do here, we try to fool them or wow them. We will show them that that is an amazing duplication of scallop and potato. That one's not quite going to be brown perfectly enough with him right there. I try to get him to cooperate. Sometimes they don't cooperate too well, but that's okay. That's going to be perfect. All right, now we take that and we are going to remove the oil. And what would you like to start with first? Let's go with the meuniere. This is going to be the topping in which we top our scallops with. Oh, somebody did say spin? Yes, somebody did just say spin. All right, so again, if you participated, get your logs, get your sea legs here. If you participated in the anesthesia started earlier today, by the way. If you participated in any of the last 6 comments or any of the last 6 live videos, then your name is in that spinner. It might be in there once, twice. I mean, it depends on how many times you're in there. But I don't want anybody to miss out. And I do want to call your attention to the tumbler. If you should happen to land on the tumbler, by the way, made by Shanna Bonanna's fiance, is a Steve Henry 30-ounce tumbler, plastic in color, resonated with our logo and everything on there. It is a nice tumbler. You, some of you have been fortunate enough to have partaken in some of those. We've sent about 8 or 10 of those out already. And those are really cool. All right, so how do you make meuniere? First of all, how do you make a winner? How do you make a winner, baby? Well, let's go with the bidder. First one's going to be up. Ophelia B is going to be our first winner on the board today. We'll spin for Ophelia. Ophelia, what do you got going on today? And there's going to be no gray area. What did we say? We said a tumbler, and that is exactly what we got. Is a tumbler. Yay. All right, so we're making meuniere. How do you make meuniere, Steve? Well, you start with some butter. You put a little parsley down, and you put, I said a little parsley. Put some lemon juice in there. And we're going to put some lemon juice with that butter. Omit the seeds. We don't want seeds in there. Seeds come out. Where did I put them? On the floor. That's where you put them. And a little Chardonnay. A little Chardonnay. And here will be our beautiful rendition of meuniere. What is meuniere? Meuniere is nothing more than a butter sauce with a little white wine and a little parsley and a little lemon. And so we're going to reduce that down, and that's going to go over the top of the scallops to give them a nice little glaze. Of course, going over the potato will be the beautiful scallop or a gratin, if you will. So we are now literally making a little meuniere. This will reduce down very nicely, a little more butter. This is a flavor that just combines with the scallop, the white wine, and the butter, and the lemon, and the parsley. Oh my God, it's in heaven. Ophelia B is our first winner. Coming up next, who's going to be our next winner? And again, if you participated in the last 6, Donna Clary. Hey, Donna, good job. This is the sister to Bo, or Mac. Mac. Oh, look at that. Is that not good? All right, Mac's sister, Donna, is going to be up here in just a moment on the spin board. All right, look at that. That is beautiful. What you're trying to do is keep your butter from clarifying. You want to keep it all together. Oh, that's beautiful. And that's just going to go right like so into your scallop dish there. Oh, my goodness gracious. Pour that in there. Beautiful. Now, next up, we're going to go ahead and wipe that out, and we're going to make our au gratin potato side by side. But again, is it the scallop or is it the potato? Your people won't know the difference, and when you tell them, it's going to be crazy. You will literally tell them, see how that melts? That is on a bed of blue aspic, for those that matter. All right, once again, a little butter in the skillet, a little bit of lemon, just a little bit. Want to give it a little bit of flavor. And this time, we're going to add that heavy cream just to it a little bit here. The heavy cream is going to reduce down nicely with our butter and putting in our cheese. We got to put a little cheese in there. That is how we get our gratin or our little scallop effect. That will melt in there perfectly, as you can see, and that will go over the top of the potato. Now, when you see the potato served here with the scallop dish, again, which one is which? Don't be fooled. It's amazing. What an amazing rendition. All right, here comes your nice sauce here. Let that butter melt a little bit. Add a little bit more heavy cream to the mix here as that cheese incorporates. And what we have here is a nice, very mild buttered cheese sauce that will be beautiful in texture, wonderful in flavor, and that will house our beautiful, are they scallops or are they potatoes? And as you can see there you go, that is there, and you put a little parsley over the top of that, and as that slides, and there you have the What is that? Is that a scallop or is that a potato? Let's go ahead and remove this. Well, actually, we will move that one there, I guess. That will just spin right there. I was going to spin that around for you, but you get the idea. That little bag, he just wants to slide down here. And that's what's going to happen. Now, to top this off, once you have a beautiful ensemble here, you've got your dinner napkin, okay? But somehow, back in, probably the 70s or 80s, you remember that smoking was a very big thing in restaurants. I remember when I used to smoke. So you'd have some idiot like me go ahead and just put their they'd be smoking and drinking and doing that sort of thing. And the busboy would come by. Are you finished with your meal? Or the waiter, yes, I am. Lift up the napkin. Oh my God, is that what I think it is? Yes. Somebody has literally put out their cigarette butts in the ashtray, but it's not an ashtray, it's a scallop. Is that really a cigarette butt? As I showed you before, I used to love to eat these things. I won't do another one. But that literally is just a piece of candy with a marshmallow tip dipped in a little cocoa. And again, you can see it looks just like and smells just like a cigarette. Funny contrast, funny combination. Yes, it is, but that is what we're doing here. We're spinning again, and we're going to spin for the next few minutes here to make sure everyone. Lisa Rogers is a winner, but we got to go Ophelia first. Ophelia, what has Ophelia won on the spin board today? Ophelia, you have got a $50 check coming to you. That's very good. We love sending out checks to the Maverick Farms there in West Albuquerque. That's a very nice place, too, by the way. We're going to go ahead and take that down and remove this and just give you an idea, again, a little better view of what happened here today. Do you know what happened? Okay, you were fooled. Those were scallops, also known as scallop potatoes, right? And those are an amazing thing as they sit. This is how you would present your plate. Now, of course, you would omit the ashtray because we don't smoke anymore, but should you smoke, that's what you would have come up against. But again, that's not really a cigarette. It's a very good fake cigarette. Pretty cool. Am I really Steve Henry? Are these really scallops? Are they really potatoes? That's the whole premise here. But that is, look at the combination here. Does that not, you can pretty much be fooled by which is which is the scallop and which is the potato. It is very cool. Next up, Ophelia, I got her $50. Lisa Rogers, what has Lisa won? Let's go around about 6 or 7 times. Lisa Rogers has won herself $75. And we got another one here. Again, if you participated in the last 6 of our events, you are a winner. Chronically, Kelly, she's a winner too. Love you, Kelly. What has Kelly won today? We have seen Kelly go around here. Kelly has won. Oh, it bounced back to a tumbler. And again, I want to emphasize this tumbler. This is a 30-ounce resin tumbler made specially for our show. How do you get these? Well, you go to the newstevehenryshow.com, you register, you put your email in there. We got to know who you are so we can send these to you. But that's a nice 30-ounce resinated tumbler made by Shanna Bodana's fiance. And these come to you vis-a-vis the mail. You'll get this here. They take about 4 to 5 days to get there, but we will get you out those. Let's go ahead and do another round of spin, and then we're going to go ahead and end this because I've got a surgery date with my surgeon. I know some hit the floor. Okay. All right. This is the pre-surgery. That anesthesia is working pretty good. Maybe it was that cigarette. I'm not sure. Jamie C. Okay, Jamie C. What is in store for Jamie C. here? We're going to go ahead and Jamie C. We've got $150. Jamie C. That's good. Jamie C. $150. Give it up for Jamie C. Catherine Kludge will be our last spin here. Catherine, what are you going to win? Love that, Catherine Kludge. Catherine, you are on the board today to win yourself $100, and that is going to go out to you first thing Monday. I will return possibly Saturday. I won't be doing a live show. Again, we shot this little video. It's a little fun video. Again, I'm having the time of my life because this is kind of a casual version of what we do on Saturday, but just in case I do not come back or just in case things go awry, you'll be remembered me by, was it really Steve that we saw on Wednesday, and was it really a scallops, or was it potatoes, or was it really a cigarette butt? We don't know. We don't know who's who or what's what. That's why you're tuning in. But anyways, I hope you have the best week possible. I will be back the following Wednesday to do some sort of video or short for you. Well, I want to call your attention to the commercials. If you are not watching these commercials, we are back in the commercial business. You've got to watch these commercials, loved ones. Yeah, I know they're a pain in the butt, but you got to watch them. And also, the new video that's coming out, we're going to release it here this week. You'll get it prior to seeing this one. And you comment on that one. That is going to be something I put together about the car business. I'm going to put together a series of these. There's going to be like 5 or 6. How and when not to buy a car. There are so many tricks these guys play, and I'm one of them. I've been a car guy over 20 years. I know every trick and every book. We are the only 5.0 Google rated, 500 plus reviewed car dealership in the country. 5.0, that's hard to do. We keep everybody happy, and that's a hard thing to do. But I've taught a lot of people how and when to buy a car. This is it's funny, but it's also very educational. I want you to watch this because there's a lot of things you should and should not do when buying a used car, and there's some really neat stuff in there. The next one is going to be it's Mr. Torch. That's our new name for this type of rollout. Mr. Torch, how not to get torched when buying a used car. The next one after that will be how to not get torched by a mechanic. I'm going to take you inside the inner workings and inner pines of a mechanic shop and show you what really goes on. It's terrible. How people get ripped off. Not saying all mechanics, not saying all car dealers are bad. It's just a better way to do it, and hopefully you won't get bit by or torched by somebody who's out there with a torch. And trust me, there are torchsters out there everywhere. You know I cannot leave the show without at least putting these torch together. That's me, that's you. God bless you, I love you. I'll see you next time with a new shoulder. I'll be able to go high five instead of this. Literally, this is about as good as I can get it, high five. So we'll see how better next one is when we do our surgery. Love you. I'll see you next time on the show. Thank you.